All right, you people know what time it is. That's right. It's hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. That's right, people. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is out this week. So let's get it.
Welcome to the Kaiba Show.
All right, people. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is starring, you already know, we got Chris Pratt. He's back. Dave Bautista. We got Bradley Cooper, Vin Diesel. You already know Zoe Saldana. You know, the whole gang is back. Is once again directed by James Gunn. And basically the premise of the story, without giving too much away, because I really can't give too much away so people don't figure anything out. But basically, Peter Quill, Star-Lord, and his misfits, they got to come together again to save the galaxy. That's all I'm going to say. That's the premise of the movie. And let's get straight into it. To be honest with you guys, I didn't go into this one with high hopes, because even though Volume 2 was pretty decent, it was a little bit of a letdown just because the first one was so good. I went into the first movie with low expectations because I don't know anything about the Guardians of the Galaxy, so I wasn't expecting a lot from it, but I left the movie a happy camper. I loved the first movie. The second one was decent, wasn't bad, but it didn't kind of live up to the hype of the first one, but it's not a bad movie. So I went in this one like, you know how the third sequels go, the third movies go. So I was like, is this one going to be okay? But to be honest with you guys, I kind of left the theater a little bit happy. I kind of like this one just a scotch better than Volume 2, you know. So let's get into it. So basically, the things I liked about the movie, the storyline, pretty decent. Can't complain. The acting is the acting, right? You can't go wrong with Dave Bautista. He's like the comic relief in the movie. You know, Zoe, Chris Pratt, everybody does a good job. The action was pretty dope. There's this great fight scene at the end of the movie that I really thought was really, really dope. And I actually like the villain in this one a little bit better than Ego. You know, I love Kurt Russell, but there was something about, I think that's what did it for me with Volume 2. I wasn't really feeling Ego that much. I don't know. It was just something about it. Like, even when I watched the movie again, after I initially reviewed the movie, it just, I don't know. It just didn't live up to like Ronin for me. I don't know. It was just something off about the villain. But in this one, they could have did, like, the villain could have been a little bit better in this one too. But I still like what he brought to the table with his villain, like his portrayal of the villain. So I think that's what did it for me, was I could sit down and watch Volume 3 just off of the strength of, I like the villain a little bit better in this one. Ego didn't really do nothing for me, and I think that's what was the letdown in the second movie for me. I wasn't really feeling Ego that much. But everything else, I love the movie. Rocket, everybody. Mantis, everybody did an awesome job. And I kind of like how James Gunn wrapped up everybody's like individual storyline. I think he did a good job. I don't know if everybody's gonna like it, but every individual person in the Guardian of the Galaxy, I think he did a good job with like wrapping up their story. So if this ends up being the last Guardians of the Galaxy, I think James Gunn did a good job with wrapping up their story. So with all that being said, because I can't go into details, you guys definitely got to watch this movie for yourself. So on the Kaiba scale of 1 to 10, you guys already know, I gave you my thoughts straight out of the theater. So like the movie's falling between a 7.5 and an 8. I definitely have to watch it again, but I'm probably leaning a little bit more towards like a soft 8, just because I like the villain a little bit better. The villain could have been better, but I like him better than Volume 2 with Ego. I will say that. There was this one element of the movie that kind of takes away from the movie a little bit. But I think the end is what saved it for me on why I'm leaning towards a soft 8. I can't go into that element too much because it's going to give too much away about the movie. But there was an element that is kind of taken, you know, a back burner, a back seat from what we're used to with the Guardians. And then that element kind of comes back. But because it's that missing piece, I think that's what was like taking me out just a little bit. But then it all comes together. Like what James Gunn was trying to do all comes together at the end. And I think that's what saved the movie for me on why I'm leaning towards a soft 8. So yeah, people, if you ain't got nothing else to do, I definitely recommend checking out, you know, Guardians this weekend. Definitely check it out on IMAX. If you got an IMAX in your local area. Because whether I lean towards a 7.5 or a soft 8, it's still worth seeing on the big screen. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy. Even though Volume 2 is probably my least favorite out of the 3 now, I gotta go back and watch Volume 2 again because it's definitely been a while since I watched it. But I just love the franchise. It's a fun franchise. Like the comedy relief in the movie is just the right amount. It's not too much. Dave Bautista cracks me up. His character just cracks me up. So I definitely say it's worth watching in the theaters. Some parents might be, you know, there might be a little controversy because there are some like violent scenes where James Gunn kicks it up a notch, where I was even shocked, like, whoa, I'm surprised the scene doesn't get the movie like an R rating. But we'll see. Some people might complain. But other than that, definitely worth checking out with the family. So you guys know the drill. If you like what you see, you want to see more, please hit that subscribe button. After doing that, hit the bell button so you get notified every time I upload a video. And please leave a comment at the bottom. Let me know what you thought of Volume 3, Guardians of the Galaxy. And hit that like button. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.